Let's, like yesterday, have an informal meeting where you feel free just to ask questions about the language, about the culture. So basically, we'll be able to help you understand and about anything that goes in your head about the Arabic language, about the culture. And also, let's just hear she speaks Arabic very well. She can talk about her experience going through the process learning Arabic, because learning a foreign language is not easy. It's really challenging. So basically, with perseverance, with hard work, with some goodwill, you'll be able to achieve your goals and learn that. Okay, guys? So basically, most of you, I think, know me, and I think thank you for the introduction that you took to me. Now we're going to open the floor to the questions about the Arabic language and culture. And I think yesterday, I asked some of you to write down any questions you might have or certain things that you would like us to answer. Okay, so feel free. Don't be shy and don't be arrogant. Just please, anything comes to your head, you want to talk about it, just ask. It might be the best question you have ever asked. Just to stay quiet and not asking, thinking that this question is not important or trivial or not good, that's not good. There's no such trivial question. Sometimes the questions that you are asking are very important, and we'll try to answer them and help you understand as much as we can. Okay, guys? It's yours. تفضلوا. You know what تفضلوا mean? تفضل. تفضل يعني تفضل يعني please, يعني go ahead and ask and do something. Yes, yes. Oh, I know, which is good. That's okay. It's okay, but basically sometimes yesterday about people say how to pronounce this and how to say that and how to do this, or how to say this in Arabic and how to say this in Italian. Please, go ahead. Just basically, you're interested in learning Arabic. You signed for this course because you want to learn Arabic and Arabic language culture. Just basically anything that comes to your head, please, go ahead. If you don't have any questions or you're going to stay quiet, then thank you. We go home and we're done. It's up to you. So basically, you are the one. The class is student-centered. You are the one who's going to come with the questions, the activities. You know what I mean? The things that you need, not me. Okay? Yalla, let's go. تفضل. Yes, thank you. Your name, say your name so I can learn your names, and I like to use the letter Micali. See that yesterday, Micali told me his name and how you say it in Arabic. Micali, it's Micali in Arabic, which is very good. تفضل.
How can we learn how to read without the graphic vowels?
How could you learn how to read without the graphic vowels? It's very challenging. You know what I mean? You mean the short vowels. You know what I mean? In Arabic, the short vowels are very critical for the beginners. Because once you achieve like an intermediate level in any language, in Arabic, you start recognizing the words very fast without looking at the dhamma or fatha or kasra about the short vowels. Short vowels, they are in English, like I, O, U. The same thing in Italian. You have the short vowels. Now, at the beginning, yes, you need those, because without them, you will mispronounce the words. You don't understand their meanings. But once you start becoming familiar with these words, you start very fast recognizing the word and reading it fast. Here, my son now, he is second grade and he is trying to learn Arabic, to read. Now, I have to put the short vowels, the dhamma and fatha and kasra over the letters, so he will be able to recognize the words. Later on, when he starts knowing the words and become a faster reader, no need for these short vowels. Becomes automatic for you. And I think Letsia can testify to that, because she was learning Arabic as a beginner, and then later on, you look at the word and you fast read it. The same thing in English or Italian. As a beginner, in learning any language, we have different levels. We have beginning, intermediate, advanced. And even the beginning level, we divide it into beginning, intermediate, beginning, advanced. Beginning, intermediate. So basically, as you move from the beginning level to a higher level, like intermediate, you become a good reader. So basically, you don't need those vowels. But at the beginning, you guys, all of you, at the beginning level. You are just starting the alphabet. I don't think you are able to read. So basically, let's just start teaching you how to read after you know the alphabet, putting the words together. Then you need to be able to put those short vowels over the letters, so you'll be able to read that. Okay?
أكيد مثلا نحن درسنا سعيد جميل
Yes.
كبير
Yes.
وبدأنا وكتبنا بدون الفتحة.
But that is true. See, for instance, there's a marker here. Let me just show you. She said, you see, it's she mentioned see, Jamil. Now, this is without the short vowels, but in order, this is the Jamil. It's basically no sound. This is the long E, Jamil. You know what I mean? So basically, at the beginning, when you do the letters, the Jim and the Mim and the Ya and the L, once you know those letters and you start being able to write the word Jamil, you don't need this short vowels. The short vowels that he's talking about is the A, is O. If this is, for instance, under the letter, it becomes G. But if it's over the letter, it becomes what? Ja. All these things, with experience, with the practice, you will start recognizing them. You look at the word, you read it. Michael. Mi-cha-il. You know what I mean? Now, because you're a beginner, you don't have to put those ones. Once you look at the word, automatically you know that. What's your name? Julia. Julia Robert. Julia. See, Julia. But basically fast. But first you need to know the letters and the sounds of those letters, and you will be able to do that. And believe me, learning the language in a classroom like this, it does help. But the most important thing is practicing the language, talking to people the language. So basically, as I said yesterday, spending a month in an Arab country, it equals like a year learning Arabic in the classroom. Because you meet people, you talk to them, you are acquiring it. Well, there's a difference between learning and acquisition. When you are here, you go to the market, you speak Arabic with people, you buy things in Arabic, you read the signs in Arabic. You are learning without knowing that you are learning. You know what I mean? That is the best thing you could do. It's unconscious. See, this is what you are able to do. The same thing here. I lived in the States and Canada for a long time. It took me 10 years to start thinking and dreaming in English. It takes a long time. Once you start thinking in the language that you're learning and dreaming it, congratulations, you achieved really a high level of that language. Because right now, most of you think in Italian. See, even if you learn French or you learn Arabic or any other language, once you want to write something, you think in your native language and you translate that and you just write it in English or in Arabic. But with the practice and experience, the more you read, the more you listen to, the more you practice, talk to people, language becomes automatic. And your brain start even storing this information in your head. The right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Left is for language. Basically, if you have ever seen a child whose mom may be Italian and dad is an Arab, and this child talk to his dad in Arabic and talk to his mom in Italian, automatically this guy just stores the language. Once he's his dad, he talks to him in Arabic. Once he's his mom, he speaks to her in Italian. You know what I mean? And all that. It is children have the capacity to acquire the language so fast because Right now, all of you are grown-ups, adults. You will learn Arabic, but with an accent. But if you want to learn a language like native speakers, to speak Arabic like me, for instance, I mean, you need to start learning that at an early age, before you get to 14 years old, the puberty age. Because after this age, the shape of your mouth and the physiology is just already shaped. And yesterday, remember the guy who asked me, how do you pronounce or or all of you, if I say you can't, because the shape of your mouth is already changed. But as a younger age, you'll be able to do that. You know what I mean? So there's certain sounds. And I strongly encourage you, if you learn any language, not only Arabic, speak it with Italian accent. Here, look at me. I'm speaking English. I could speak like a native speaker, but I don't want to. I want to speak English the way it comes from my mouth, because it says my native language is Arabic. There's interference, you know what I mean? Which is fantastic, it's good. And many foreigners love to listen to their language from foreigners. And I talked to Lizia. Now, it's so interesting while she's talking to me in Arabic. I know she's Italian. She has been learning Arabic. So I listen carefully how she pronounces and say things. It's like cute, you know what I mean? Different from when I say as a native speaker, which is totally acceptable, totally fine. And keep in mind, when you speak in a foreign language, the most important thing is what? Comprehension, intelligibility. As long as people understand what you're talking about, that's fine. That's a message. If you say, for instance, here in English, sometimes this is. In English we say table, but many non-natives they say table. So table or table, we understand what you're talking about, see? But if you want to be like a native speaker, you say table, that's fine. Here, for instance, Julia, right? Or some people say Julie. So basically, and I know they talk about Julia, that's right. But pronunciation, as long as it is accurate and people know what you're talking about when they listen to you, fantastic. I have been having a conversation with Dr. Lizia for like an hour. And I speak English, she speaks in Arabic. And I didn't have any problem understanding what she's talking about, even though she's speaking Arabic with an Italian accent. No problem whatsoever. So basically, you don't get discouraged. You don't have to say, oh, I have to speak like an Arab or like in learning Arabic. No, that is totally not necessary. Okay? Listen, exactly. The handwriting, there's certain people, they have the talent that can write their voice. For instance, here, if I want to write something, there's a key here. I think let's just going to read that. It's okay, Julia, I can do that later. See that? Read, Joe. You see that? Now, if I show you here, and I spend so much time outside the country, sometimes, and I write in English. I don't write on the computer in Arabic. And now, sometimes they ask me to, I write an article in English, and they need a summary in Arabic. So I will go ahead and say, okay, here. See that? This is a summary here, a one-page summary in Arabic for article I wrote. I write it down like here, and I will say to my wife, my brother Simona, I said, you want to help me now? You want to type this on the computer for me? So he will type it, really. So that's it. Now, this is handwriting in Arabic. This is also my handwriting. This is my notebook. Just a thing I take notes and do things about that. See that? It's show you. This is Arabic, mostly English, but basically show you how. This is my to-do list. Sometimes I think in English. Do you know that when I spend so much time in the States and Canada, almost start forgetting my Arabic language? It comes back fast. Once you move back to your country and start coming, the words are coming from long-term memory into your head, and you start using them, and sometimes you start finding the right words. But it needs time. Not now at the university where I teach, it's a Palestine Arab country. I speak in English all the meetings because I feel more comfortable because it's my academic language. But if I want to meet like with my mom or my friends, I speak colloquial Palestinian Arabic. You know what I mean? The dialect that people understand. So basically, you don't have to worry. Your brain, the way God designed it in a way to store the information, the language in it, and you have access to it in a very fast way. And yesterday, as you remember, we talked about the multiple intelligence theory, where we talked about some people have linguistic intelligence, which means they are able to learn languages faster than others. Some people are so smart in physics, chemistry, biology, medical, but sometimes they can't learn a foreign language. That's okay, but some people don't have the ability to learn a foreign language. And believe me, as we said yesterday too, when you have good command in your Italian language, if you're strong in that, it will help you learn a foreign language. Because as you remember, we talked about languages have a universal characteristics or things that among them. So this will help you transfer, especially positive transfer, sounds or words or whatever from your language to the other language. Now, you're Italians. It's much easier for you to learn English than Arabic. Because the Indo-European languages, Italian, Spanish, French, English, they have the same mom and dad, basically sisters and brothers. You transfer words. Here, I told you the first day I came here on Monday, Dr. Simon took me to a conference, and the conference is in what? In Italian. The first time I come to Italy, first time I hear people saying Italian. And I sat among the audience, and the people are talking. And I understood most of the presentation, because when he says student, radical, when you say university, you know what I mean? I start really, because of what? Because of my English, I start connecting and getting the gist from what he's talking about, see? Whereas in Arabic it's different. If right now we start speaking Arabic, you have no clue, because there's no similarities in words. Languages borrow from each other. I mean, look for Spanish. Spanish is half English, half Arabic. Italian, many words that you use in English, also you use them word in Italian. So it will make easier for you to learn English if you're Italian. Now, harder for Arabic native speakers to learn English, because completely different languages, right to left, pronunciation, the sounds, the and the echo, the ekh. I mean, it is hard. That's why some people are fortunate enough to learn some languages easier than others. But believe me, as I said many times, if you have the desire and the determination and the dedication to learn anything, you could learn it. And don't say, I can't learn that. Don't ever say, I cannot do that. Try it first and judge for yourself. But to start something and say, I know I'm going to fail, then don't try at all. Don't try, really, what's the point? But say, I am going to do this, and I will be successful, and I will do that. You know what I mean? Then you have the determination, the ability to do that. Psychologically, you are building yourself up. But many people say, they ask me to do this. I'm going to do it, but I know I'm not going to be successful. You are already programming yourself not to be successful. That's what we call neurolinguistics. Think you can, you can. Think you can't, you can't. Period. That's what psychologists say. Okay, guys? Yalla, Julia. You guys. Any other questions?
ممكن يا استاذ عمر بدنا نعرف عبارات او كلمات فلسطينيه، مثلا انا بذكر بجنن
بجنن. You see? You see the word بجنن? She said the word بجنن. بجنن, if I come here, I say, oh, Julia, شعرك بجنن. يعني your hair is beautiful. بجنن يعني هو أصلا the word بجنن يعني جنن like crazy. When you see something that's so good, make you crazy, lose your brain, lose your mind. These are colloquial expressions. You know what I mean? بجنن. Sometimes we say بسحر. بسحر from magic. And it make you, you see, when you are looking at something and you are, you like it very much. You say بجنن. حلو. Yeah, which is حلو. I mean, it is. Yeah. So this is another expression if you would like to know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, guys? Here, if you are trying to learn certain expressions in Arabic, just ask me and I can say that to you. You can يعني repeat after me and you can learn this. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Stay with me, please. Stay with me here. Stay together. Yeah. And especially for the girls, you see a nice dress, you see, oh, بجنن, حلو يعني, I'm going to buy it. Or أصلا بجنن. Here, let's talk about gender issues here. Mostly girls use these words. I mean, I don't think a guy will say if he sees a suit or a pen or something called oh بجنن. But mostly girls when they say nice hair or nice dress or nice shirt, oh my goodness, that's بجنن يعني حلو. You see, this is to understand how people talk. I mean, men and women, certain expressions they use in talking about certain things. تفضلوا. Yes, please. تفضلي.
Actually told us that the best way to communicate is to talk with people, so
Practice.
languages. But how can we do so with the Fusha when there are so many dialects? So when you talk with people, they don't talk classical Arabic, they talk like in local language.
Listen. That's true. Likewise. Now, you will. We have so many Arab countries, and each Arab country has its own colloquial dialect. Now, I'll give, for instance, at Birzeit, at my university, we have international students. Every year, 40 to 60 students come from different countries. They come to learn Arabic. Now, they're living there for like a year. Now, they're learning both standard and colloquial. When you live in the country, you are interacting with people and learning the colloquial variety. And in the classroom, you are also learning the standard variety. So basically, you're learning both. Now, it depends on your goal. What's your goal from learning the Arabic language or any language? Is it your goal to read standard Arabic in magazines, in journals, or listening to the TV and understanding, or your goal is to use the colloquial variety to communicate with the people? Now, the colloquial variety is different from one country to the other. I'll tell you something. The first time I met a Tunisian in the States, in New York, at the university, first time, he was talking to me and he said, لبس لك. I didn't understand what he's talking about. And his name is Salah. Another Tunisian girl, she used to call him Slih. I said, what is she talking about? See? Now, later on when I asked him, Slih, what do you say? He said, when you say, لبس لك, يعني he telling me, لا بأس عليك. See, in Palestinian Arabic we say, لا يعني كيف حالك؟ لا بأس عليك. هم they say لبس لك. You know why? Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, those countries, they heavily influenced by the French language. And that's why their pronunciation and the language different. It is, I have a lot of fun and I enjoy myself when I listen to people from Tunisia or Algeria or Morocco speaking Arabic, because it's different from the Palestinian or Jordanian. If you are in Egypt or listening to an Egyptian person say, Gemil. You see? So basically, it depends. Now, the good news is if you learn standard Arabic, everybody, if you, for instance, you come to me and you say, كيف حالك دكتور أنور? I understand that. You say, كيف حالك? How are you? And in colloquial, كيف الحال? مرحبا. I understand that. So basically, most people understand the classical standard dialect. But the colloquial one, it depends on the country that you are living in. So your goal is the most important thing. Which one you will learn in? Both first. And for me, for instance, right now, the international students who are now at Birzeit University from like 40 countries who come and learn Arabic, that's so good. Sometimes they are living for a year and they are learning inside the classroom and outside the classroom. Fantastic. Inside the classroom, formally from the teacher. Now on campus, when they sit with their friends, they talk in Arabic. When they go home to the street, they talk in Arabic, colloquial. So by end of the year, by the way, some people say you need 67 weeks, intensive 67 weeks to learn Arabic. Russian, but other languages maybe 45, 30 weeks. But again, it depends on your. Look at me. I liked English from when I was a baby. And yesterday, I told the students who were here, I'll give you €1 for this. It's okay. And I'll buy one. No paper. It's okay here. I used to sit when I was 5 years old, 6 years old. Before I started learning English, I used to sit in my room. One or two? Two? One? It's one? Basically, I used to sit in my room and I just started doing like this. I fill a lot of pages, and my dad will say, "What is this?" I say, "English." See that? Yeah. So basically, it is. It's your choice. And I changed my major from engineering to linguistics and languages because I don't want to be an engineer. I want to learn linguistics and languages, and I did a very good job. Basically, I got scholarships. I went to the States. I did my master. I did my PhD. I didn't pay any money for my education because I worked hard, and I got that because I chose something that I want to do. You mean? So basically, the same thing for you. Choose something you love to do, and you enjoy it. You make money. At the same time, and you don't have really to suffer. But look at people, maybe you know people who are doing a job they don't like because they want to make money. They're miserable. Imagine every day you're going to do something you don't like to do. You're not going to do a good job. You're doing it because for the money. And we feel sad for those people who go through this because you are being forced to do something that you don't like to do. But in the meantime, on the contrary, if you choose something that you love to do from your heart, from your mind, interested in it, not only you make money while you are having fun, at the same time, your work will be a masterpiece. It will be fantastic because you are doing a good job. See that? Thank you. جميل لا جميل اصلا هو حلو اصلا مو حلو هي colloquial حلو or حلوه but don't say that يعني I have a friend from England who was visiting Palestine and we were talking and we were doing something and he said حلوه. I said, Tony, listen. If you right now see somebody and you say helwa, they're going to kill you because you are flirting with somebody. So you see, because we say helwa for girls, you know what I mean? So you have to be careful how do you say that, you know what I mean? You're complimenting something, you are talking about somebody, but you have to be very careful, guys, there, in using those expressions. So sometimes you say something happened, you say the word in everything, jamil, which means yani good. Hello, that's fine. Hello, good job, whatever. But these are certain expressions, and many people in Palestine use colloquial, not the. الكاف. What do you mean? الكاف. It depends, even within the same country. Here, if I understood correctly. Sometimes in certain areas, I meet Julie and I say, كيف حالك? In some areas they say, كيف حالك? You see, different dialects from wherever you go, it depends. You see, the same thing if, I'm sure in Italian, also the pronunciation of certain things is different from one place to the other. But basically, the most important thing, you understood what the person is saying. So, كيف حالك, ولا كيف حالك, ولا how are you, ولا howdy. If you watch cowboy movies, instead of saying how are you, they say howdy. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think right now Italian say ciao, right? What's the long expression you want to tell somebody formally and informally? I'm sure there are certain things that ciao means bye, masalam, bye, right? Really? If you come and say ciao and you leave, say ciao. No, but you see in Arabic لا يعني احنا في الدخول you say مرحبا كيف الحال, but when you're leaving مع السلامة. See, different. It's not everything ciao. It is. Ciao, ciao. See? And believe me, you remind me with recently, I watch, I have Netflix, and I watched, and I love the song. I have to go to YouTube, and I know it's Italian or Spanish. I have to go to YouTube and see the translation, and the meanings are so good. Did you hear about the Bella Ciao, the song? I love this song. Even my kids say, Papa, put it on the TV. They sing it. I watched the whole season, and we're watching the other one. And then every time at the beginning of the movie, they sing the song, and I love the guys when they start singing together, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. And when I don't understand the meaning of the words, but I went to YouTube and Googled that, and then they give you the words in English, and it's Italian. Yes. See that? And I say the meaning of the words is so good. It is basically it's touching. You know what I mean? So and by the way, speaking of the Italian culture, I love Andrea Bocelli. I listen to him wherever I go. It's really all his things. I love his voice. I don't understand some of the things that he says, but I just go with the flow and I understand. Sometimes if I want to understand something, I go to YouTube and then I get the meaning of those words. Okay, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. What does Bella Ciao mean? مع السلامة. مع السلامة. حلوة. Okay, guys, let's go. Yalla. See? What does yalla mean? Yalla. Come on. Yeah, fantastic. See, come on. Yalla. Good. See? Yalla. What does khalas? Finito. Khala. Finito. Which means يعني ايش? خلاص. احنا ما خلصش. Not finito. Not yet. And we just started. We need yalla. Yes. Just 1 second. Just please raise your voice a little bit. Let everybody hear.
The main difference is you're following the American culture.
The main differences?
From your culture, from your background.
Oh, I mean, between Italian culture and there's a lot of differences. You see, it's you're asking a question. I'm going to explain it in this way. When you sometimes you're Italian and you immigrate to the States, you go through stages. Now, one of them called assimilation. And I use the Italian proverb, if you are in Roma, do what the Romans do, which means you forget your language, your culture, your things, you become like an American. See? That's assimilation. And at the opposite, there is rejection. Sometimes because your culture is completely different from the culture that you are living in. If it's Italy, if you came from an Arab country, you came to Italy. And you go through the period where your Italian culture is different from the Arabic culture. Some people reject and go back to their own countries. And the middle solution is adaptation, which means when you move to Italy from an Arabic country, you look at the Italian culture, you take the best out of it. You keep the best out from your culture, you know what I mean? And you can survive. Yani, you adapt yourself to the new culture. Many differences, but you try to accommodate things in order to survive. Otherwise, either you reject or you assimilate. It's up to you. I mean, you choose that. That's why many people sometimes and I use the salad bowl and the melting pot metaphor. Salad bowl is basically like in Canada. In Canada, we have many cultures, many languages there, and they maintain their languages and they maintain their cultures. The salad bowl. You could see in Canada the Italians, the Greek, the Sri Lankan, the Pakistan, the Indians, and the government encourages those people to keep their language, their culture, because they consider diversity as a strength. Sometimes people say in the States, melting pot. Melting pot, basically, if you come to America, you have to become an American. You have to assimilate. We don't have a salad bowl. We take all the salad, put it in the blender, and comes that liquid in one thing. No tomato, no lettuce, no whatever, but basically what? See? But the most important thing is what? Is to adapt. Keep the best from your culture and also maintain the best from the other culture and adjust yourself to live in a comfortable, without being harassed or being problematic. You understand? So there's a complete differences between Arab culture and American culture in so many ways. But I survived that because I accommodated certain things. I kept certain things from my culture and I accepted other things from the. I'll tell you something, for example. Time. American culture, time is money. You don't waste time. In some Arab world countries, we waste a lot of time. So basically, now living in Palestine, I don't waste any time. And sometimes people invite to socializing, drink tea, and talking. I don't do that. And people know Dr. Hanwar doesn't waste his time. Always, on the inviting people to your house for dinner. Culturally, I used to invite Americans to my house, and they used to invite me to their house. When I invite them to my house for dinner, and I heard these comments from my professors in the States and my friends, wow, they're making a food for an army. Because we're very generous, we make a lot of food. On the table, like the Italian. If they invite you to their house, the things that they put on the table, I can eat in 2 minutes and I'm still hungry. And people, you will say, they're stingy. But that's their culture. They don't put a lot of food. And they say about Arabs, they waste a lot of food. You know what I mean? So again, another thing also, I learned that by the hard way. Invite friends to your house, and you say, "Tfaddaloo." And sometimes they say, "No, thank you." No, thank you means no, thank you. You don't repeat that in American culture, even if you're dying of hunger or thirst. But in Italian and Arab culture, no, you have to eat. And they take the food and put it in your hands and your bowl because it's culturally. Some lazim, you see, in certain culture, that's it. You don't repeat the request. Would you like some tea or some coffee when you come to my house? Either you say, yes, please, or say, no, thank you. Don't wait for me to repeat my request. See? Now, this is different. Now, in my friends in Palestine, they know I don't repeat. Even though it's in our culture that we repeat, I don't repeat that. Would you like something? No, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. Even my wife or my kid or what. Well, everybody, that's it. I don't repeat that. Because we expect each other to be honest with each other. Okay, Julia came to my house, would like something to drink. If she wants something to drink, she should say, yes, please, I would like something to drink. If she doesn't want that, that's fine. But don't wait for people to keep saying, not only that, sometimes you swear you have to drink and you have. Maybe the person doesn't like to drink. Maybe he's not hungry. He's not thirsty. You want to force him to drink, to eat, which is not khalas. Leave people at ease. Let them choose what they want rather than forcing them or start swearing and being all of stuff. It's cultural different habits. Thank you. Okay? تفضلي. شوية ها؟ How do I like to live in my country? Slowly, just repeat slowly.
How is it like to live in your country
Uh-huh.
for security? How is it your lifestyle? For example?
It's fantastic. It's fine. Do you know? It is. Listen, sometimes the media, they focus on a lot of things. For the media, learn this. If it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead. What does that mean? The media focus on violence. They focus on a war. They focus on a lot of bad. This is us. I criticize the media for this. I said, I watch the news, and all of it's bad news, from one country to the other. I say, for God's sake, sometimes say something good. Something happened somewhere. Somebody did something good for someone. You know what I mean? So what we see in the media, they forget everything is going well, and they focus on what? The problems that they have. So people who are not living there, this is what they hear about what people in Jerusalem or Ramallah or our cousin know. Oh, poor people, they don't eat, they are occupied. People are very happy. And believe me, people are strong, have strong will. They want to live. You can't just give up and say, okay, the situation is bad, I'm not going to just live, I'm going to die. No, people get married, people have weddings, people graduate, people socialize, people travel. Yes, it is harder than living in Italy or in England, whatever, but people, remember, adapt. You move on. Here, I never in my life expected to go back and live again in Palestine. Never. But I did. Do you know that I am much happier living in Palestine than living in Canada or the States? I'm Canadian. I mean, I traveled there. But life there, it's different. You know what I mean? And I once I was in Ramallah walking. The first year I went back to Palestine, and I went to a pharmacy to buy some medicine. When I entered the pharmacy, automatically I speak in English. I forget that I'm in Ramallah. And the pharmacist replied in English, and she said, "Oh, you speak English? You live in this?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Me too." We started talking. She lived in New York. I lived in Arizona. She said, "Why did you come? Why did you come back?" I said, "Well, I'm going to ask you, why did you come back?" She said, "When I came back, I was drunk." She was kidding. No, she said, "Listen, you asked me why did I come back?" She said, "People there, no social lives. You eat, you go to work, you sleep, you get up in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you come in the evening, you just eat, your wife working, you are working, she has a car, you have a car, you have the weekend." It is routine. It is killing. You know what I mean? But whereas right now she's in Palestine, she said, "I can go visit my mom anytime I want. I can visit friends. I can go sit anywhere." It's a more active life. You know what I mean? Right now, sometimes you live in a neighborhood, you don't know who's living near your door whatsoever. That's your house. This is your house. So, howdy, how are you? No communication, no talking whatsoever. It's like everybody's an island by himself or herself. Whereas Italians are very social, right? You're just very, but you didn't treat me nice when I came the first on Sunday, because I'll tell you my story. I had the worst, the first time I come to Italy. And once I got to the Giugno airport, and when I got out, I want to go to take the train, the nightmare started. I want to go to the train station, I want to buy a ticket, so I can come to, I used to say Arezzo, it's Arezzo, and I start asking people, and nobody speaks English. Nobody understands anything. Machines in Italian. I said, what did I do to myself? Why am I here? And some people, con artists, thieves, saw me. Someone came to me. He wants to help me, and I don't know him. And the police came, and they kicked him out. And then I walked by myself to go and buy a certain thing, and he came back with a lady, the thief. And I don't know anything. I'm dying for help. The lady speaks a little bit of English. She said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to buy a ticket to go from here to Arezzo." She started helping me. And I thought, she's a nice person. She wants to help me. But And even she put the money in the machine to buy the tickets for me. I said, how much you paid? And she said, I paid 31 euros. I said, I don't have any euros. I gave her like maybe $50. She said, $50 to 30 euros, maybe I need more. I said, okay, I don't have any other change. I have 500 euros together, 500 in my bucket. I took 500 and we started to a store to give me change. Nobody accepted the 500. I said, I want to buy something. No. And finally, I said, okay, there's money exchange at the station, $100. And if you convert that to euros, it's like 100 euro, maybe it's $115. And the guy, in order to break the 500 euros, I gave it to him, and he said, you have, for $100, you have to pay 129 euros. He took $50 extra. Rip off. See how they take advantage of that. And I said, okay. After all this, after this deal, they bought me cheap tickets, and I need an express train to come in fast. Looking for the train, nobody speaks English. Go fast. It's just I spent like 4 hours at the train station. I arrived here at 9 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. I am fasting. I didn't eat anything. So when I arrived at the hotel or the place that I'm going to stay, it's closed. Knock on the door, nobody's answering the phone. I'm homeless outside. Ring all the bells on the building, and somebody at the end opened the door, and she came. I said, okay, it's like a bread and breakfast house. I put my stuff at 9 o'clock. I said, I am dying of hunger. I'm fasting. It's 9 o'clock. I have been fasting for the last 20 hours. I need to eat something. Is there a place I can go and eat? She said, oh, there's a lady at the end of the road. There's a restaurant. You might find something to eat. And I walked by myself, exhausted, tired. The lady I walked into this, it's like it's her house. I'm making part of it like a restaurant. I said, I want to eat something. Do you have food? She said, no, we don't have anything. I said, make me something. It's okay. She made me a salad with a piece of bread, and I paid 15 euros for a salad and a piece of bread. Yeah, you see that? I said, this is my first experience coming to Italy. I called my wife. She said, how you doing? I said, I hope I didn't come, because really, so far, see how you come, you go through all of these things. It's really hard. You go through all of that. But I know Italians are very generous. Italians are very hospitable, but not to me. I don't know why. Why did you treat me like that? I'm a nice guy, you see. But anyhow, it's basically, see, this is my first encounter with Italian culture, and it was not good. So hopefully it will change. It will become better than that. Okay? Anyhow, I'm here already. See, the week went so fast. I came Sunday. I'm leaving tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hopefully someone will help me at the train station to show me which train to take. I don't want to go somewhere else. I mean, the train number and everything to go to Rome. And in Rome, I'm going to find the train to go to the airport, hopefully. And when I go home, start reflecting back on my visit. Hopefully I will have good memories. See? Anyhow. تفضل اسألني. Yes. What about the religion? تفضلي. I am Muslim, yes. I am a practicing Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. I fast. I'm a nice guy. I am honest. I really, I am everything that I suppose. Also, you have to be in any religions or cultures, but you behave according to principles. You know what I mean? So basically, you're Christian. I understand Italian, mostly Catholics. Practicing Catholic. You have the Pope here, right? The Vatican, very close to you. Basically, some people are practicing, some people are not practicing, but basically, the most important thing is to be a nice, decent person, respecting people, smiling with people, and dealing with people honestly. That's the whole thing. You want to know about my religion, towards what?
Connection with the idea of homosexuality, even our religion as
With homosexuality. Okay, it's basically, that's a very sensitive issue to deal with. You know what I mean? It's You know what we have? What we call the fatwas, or the Muslim scholars. They issue judgments or things regarding this issue, and it's like if you look at the Christianity or Judaism or Islam, do they accept these practices or do they not? Each religion has its own way of looking at things, and many people argue Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism against all these practices, you know what I mean? But right now it's become part of people's life, you know what I mean? And the way I look at it, it's your life, it's your personal life, you know what I mean? It is basically, that's what you do. That's between you and God. I'm not a judge to judge you based on your practices or what you do. You see, so you have people who are very strict; they are totally against that, and they won't prohibit that. And you have people who say, like me, it's your way of life. It's the things that you do. It's up to you. It's not my problem. Whatever you do in your bedroom or in your own life, basically, I leave that between you and God, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you respect people the way they are. I mean, we talked about sometimes inclusiveness. Inclusiveness in the Western world, it talks about accepting people regardless of the country of origin, the color of the face, the weight, the language that you speak, the sexual orientation. There's so many things. Basically, inclusive means accepting all people without being judgmental, without giving judgments on them based on their practices. You see? So basically, that's the way we look at things. I mean, people's life here is different. And I lived in the States, in Canada. I encountered many situations like people, but that is their personal life. We don't talk about whatever your preferences, whatever you do. Yeah. And people help here. For instance, you remind me of something. When I was in the States and Canada, I used to see homeless people. I feel so bad for them. I said, this is the first time in my life I see people are homeless living in the street. Whereas you can't find in Palestine somebody homeless, because people help him or her to have a house, to have something. To find somebody homeless living in the street, it's really very strange. I don't know in Italy if you can find people homeless in Rome, or you see, but basically this is the first time I encountered somebody's homeless, living and sleeping in the street. That's a new concept for us. Whereas, for instance, in Palestine, in Ramallah, never see somebody, because people will give him a shack or something to live in and support him and help with each other. Basically, see culturally how people support and help each other. It's different from one place to the other. How it differs. Here, listen to this question: do women in Palestine have the same rights like men, even more? Yes, me. You see, you hear about the news about women's abused or not abused. Women, Aslan, they rule the households. Really. They are in charge. And they're so strong and powerful. I always say, many men without their wives, they can't do anything. They are the one who is really holding the house and the finances and all the work and stuff. They're more rational and take care of the children. So basically, they have rights. Now we are living in the 21st century. Women are not ignorant anymore. They know their rights and they know what they do, really. So they are strong. And no one can force his daughter to marry if she doesn't want to marry. No, you know what I mean? There's no more arranged marriages. Basically, you have the final decisions that what you want to study, what you want to marry, or you don't want to marry, what do you want to do. Basically, that is, the society supports that, you know what I mean? And they don't live in unacceptable relationships or whatever. That's it. And by the way, also, once you get married, it's for life. That's it. It's basically you can't, you are devoted to your family, to your to the household, to your wife and to your kids, and family is very important in Palestine. And so women they go to school like you. Sometimes they wear clothes like you, and even more modern than this. Come to Birzeit and see people who are wearing scarf, people wearing who are the jilbab, or people who are wearing jeans, and people who wear makeup or with the hair. Basically, you decide. Nobody can force you to do anything to do. Basically, it's your choice. You choose what to do. Yeah. Yes.
I was thinking about the Italian names in Arabic. If I want to pronounce an Italian name, how can I possibly do that?
Give me an Italian name. Here, for instance, Michael. Huh? Michael. What's your name?
Anna.
Huh?
Anna.
Spell that for me. How do you write it?
A-N-N-A.
A-L-L-A. It's like A-L.
N.
A-N-A. Anna. You see, Anna, I mean, or Anne, you see? It's basically Julia. Some people call their kids Julia and Julie. This is sometimes Julia. Right now we see the names of the actors and actresses, Sophia Loren, Sophia, you know what I mean? It's just basically different names, the same name. Here, take for instance, Joseph. You guys name Joseph, right? Joseph, Yusuf. It's Hanwar in Italian, or in Arabic, it's like Hanwar, you know what I mean? So basically the names sometimes they have, here, take Jacob, Yaqub, you know what I mean? So basically sometimes you have different pronunciations, sometimes the same name you could say in different languages. And by the way, regarding names, every Arabic name has a meaning. See, that's the beauty about it. For instance, say Hanwar is from light. See, if you say Julie, what does Julie mean? I don't know.
Connected to gens, Julia, Julius, Cesare.
See, which is good. It's good to know your name and what it means. It has a good meaning. It's Mary, Maryam in Arabic. You know what I mean? I will say Mary. Yes. So basically, names are. Sometimes they have equivalent, sometimes not. But basically, just be able to say the name. It doesn't matter in Italian or in Arabic.
ومرات عندنا اسماء صعب الناطق بالعربية بيسموه فرانشيسكو أو
Francesco, yes.
بالعربية فرانسيسكو.
That's good. That's it. The same here. I was communicating with my colleagues here at Alicia University, and they send me the emails, names, and I say, I need to learn how to pronounce their names when I meet them. For instance, one of them names Anne, I say Anne Skoisman, and then I say, no, it's Anne Skoisman. See? And then I receive a mail from Simona. I say, Simon is a man, Simona is a girl. You know what I mean? So you start figuring out. And then Francisco, Francisca. That's what I say. And you said Francesco. You know what I mean? And I say, listen, I don't know if in Italian it's the same thing like other languages. Sometimes it's insulting to mispronounce somebody's name or to say it in a different way. That's why if you're not sure, you ask. How do you want me to call you? How do you pronounce your name? So I want to pronounce your name correctly out of respect. English people, they don't like people to call them different names or mispronounce their names. About Italian? If I call Julia, Julie, it's okay? Whatever. Yeah, you see? Yeah, so some people are sensitive and touchy regarding this issue. Some people don't care. I mean, my name is Hanwar. You call me Hanwar, Noor, but don't say, hey, you. That's very rude. You know what I mean? So you need to use people's names out of respect. And even here, sometimes spelling their names, to spell somebody's name. Sometimes here at Birzeit, I have my students. They send me messages. I want to reply to them. Sometimes before I reply, I go back to see how they spell their name. So I don't want to write, hi, Julie. I mean, the way she spells her name, or she feels good. But if she spells her name Julie, G-U-L-I-E, and I say G-U-L-Y, so why did he misspell my name? And he doesn't care about that. See, these are personal issues. They are small things, but they make a difference. You need to know how to pronounce people's names, how to write people's names. It's just basically out of respect. They feel good. I mean, how many of you sometimes when somebody call you a different name, you feel bad? Hey, my name is not. You should know the name of your students. And sometimes when your instructor, your professors call you by a name, wow, he remembers my name. She knows my name. It makes you feel good. It's not like, oh, what's your name? I mean, it's basically, oh, you didn't even know my name. But basically, that's very important. Always to know people's names, the people that you are dealing with, and you pronounce the names correctly and you write them correctly. It's just out of respect. It's basically, for instance, here. If I understood your question correctly, sometimes my name is Anwar. Now, some people will call me Dr. Anwar. Friends of mine, they call me Abu Ubay, the father of Ubay. You see? See, sometimes people like, if you are married and you have children, for instance, Julia. Julia is married, and here, what do you want to name your son, inshallah, when you have a baby, when you get married? What do you want to name him?
A baby.
Thomas. And in our culture, they will say, Tomaso, the mother of Tomaso. You know what I mean? It's out of respect. But in many cases, we call people by their names. And even when I communicate with people, I don't call people to call me Dr. Anwar, Professor Anwar, just Anwar, you know what I mean? In emails, make it informal rather than formal. The same thing here, when I talk to my wife, I call her by her name. I don't have to say, Sama. My wife's name is Sama. Sometimes even my friends, Dr. Hassan or Dr. Musa or whatever, just basically you call them by first names rather than Abu. But there's some traditions that Abu, I mean, it's okay. I mean, some people like that because like respecting you. He's a man now, he has a son, and he's Abu Thomas or Thomas, I mean, whatever. But it's not a big difference. Kulthum. She knows Kulthum because she's a singer. She thinks Kulthum also, it's a name Kulthum. She's not, it's an Egyptian singer. You like her, don't you? Listen to Kulthum. Okay, guys. Please. Any questions, any things you want to ask me about? Yes, تفضلي. How often you use the word Allah in speech? Listen, I'm gonna. You know what the word inshallah mean? Inshallah, yani by God's will. It's you're supposed to use it correctly. Yani, for instance, if you want to do something, you say inshallah, I'm going to do that. Many people use the name of God, the name of Allah in everything they do. Sometimes they swear, oh, by Allah, wahiyat Allah, why don't I do that? You know what I mean? To make serious. But especially religious people who are practicing, they try to use that so much in their speech. But you're not encouraged to use the word of Allah in everything that, especially if it's vain or not good to keep using Allah and put His name in so many things. But sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you want to swear. Somebody tell you. Sometimes if your mom if you ask your mom that you want to do something and you ask her to swear by God, by Allah, that she will do it. You know what I mean? Just as a promise, she will do that. But certainly, it's people always in general. If they plan to do something in the near future or the distant future, they will say, Insha'Allah, I will do that. You know what I mean? And by God's will, Inshallah, I'll be able to do it. See, it's used a lot. تعبانين. You know what's تعبانين? تعباني. تعبانين يعني tired. You want to go to her? أنتم مش تعبانين. You are not tired, are you? Huh? Yes or no? Talk to me. Julia, تعباني? No, alhamdulillah, مش تعباني. Good, see that? Yes, good. Awake يعني احنا. تفضلي. Good. What's your name? Zainab. Arabic name. Zainab. You speak Arabic, yeah, Zainab? You do. And your nationality originally? half Egyptian, half Lebanese. Fantastic, yeah, Zainab. And I think you remind me with Hanan yesterday. She is, you know Hanan. Hanan from Morocco. Yes, I met with her today for an hour. Listen, don't ever believe what you hear from the first time. You need to investigate. And always take the initiative. You know, don't wait for things to happen. And today I had a discussion with Hanan in the library, like for an hour, talking about the same issue. And she said, I don't defend my culture. I don't defend who I am. I just behave the way I want to behave. So actions speak louder than words. People look at Zainab. Zainab is honest. Zainab is nice. Zainab is good. Zainab is hardworking. Zainab is respectful. You send a message to people without saying anything. When you start defending matter, see, but basically don't. Many people, they spread stereotypes and spread certain things, yeah, Zainab, but without knowledge, you know what I mean, and damage. But basically, you guys as educated people, you know what is right and what is wrong. You know what I mean? And when you see something, you can say, wow, I support that. When you see something not acceptable, I don't support that. You have a brain. God gave you a brain. Allah gave you a brain that you could use in order to make the final judgment decision about what you are. So always take the initiative in a good way, I mean, to show the people the good intentions that you have. Yeah, Zainab is a good name. Zainab is one of our prophets' name. I mean, I think your parents chose a good name for you. You like your name? Fantastic, excellent. See, yeah, excellent. So you speak good Arabic from mom and dad. Lebanese Arabic or Egyptian Arabic? Both. Lebanese more from your dad, right? Or your mom? I know that because you talk about your mom a lot. Yeah, Lebanese. I think both Lebanese dialect and Egyptian dialect are good dialects. You know what I mean? And I like the Lebanese dialect. It's really it's so soft. It's so good. You know what I mean? The Syrian Lebanese dialect and the Syrian Lebanese food too. الدجاج المحشي الفراخ المحشية. It's good. That's good. Thank you for like that. تفضل يا جماعة يلا. احنا معزومين على فراخ محشية. By the way, the food here is still not good. I know what to eat. There's no restaurant. No pizza. Well, just really, you go to the Rizzo downtown, you don't know what to buy to eat. No. Whereas if you have some other, in London, you can find in one street like 15, 20 restaurants, Lebanese food, Italian food, Mexican food, whatever. But here, you guys don't eat. What do you do? Huh?
We have friends.
You have friends.
ناكل في البيت.
ناكل في البيت.
No, dove andiamo a casa, però siamo un po' più tradizionali delle città.
You don't eat at restaurants, you eat at the house only. Right? Yeah. Poor foreigners, when they come, they don't know what to eat. Every day I go to the store, I say, nothing. What am I going to buy? I don't like fast food. Like, you need good food. I mean, at home, we cook a lot of Italian. We make pizza, spaghetti, rigatoni, food. Oh, really, at home, I know how to cook all of these things. I learned them when I was living in the States. I mean, but here you go to a restaurant. I wish I can find an Italian restaurant. Italian restaurants in other countries are fantastic. The Olive Garden in the States and Canada. You go there, the spaghetti, the garlic food, the garlic bread and everything. Here you can't find anything. You're in Italy, you can't find Italian food. I hope so. It's really, see, I lost so many weight over this 1 week. Really, I'm just, it's good, it's a good diet, right? يلا يا جماعة يلا يا جماعة يلا يا زين يلا يا جماعة يعني let's go as يعني to discuss certain things. تفضلي.
Can you name some of traditional dishes of Palestine?
Zainab, come and tell her about Palestine. Here, I'm sure Zainab knows about that. Do you know what's upside down? upside down, makloubi. She knows that. I think you know that. She lived in Jordan for a long time. Upside down, it's basically when you cook, you can make it in so many things. Basically, you have rice and you have chicken or meat, and you have fried eggplants or cauliflower, potatoes. You put them in layers, you cook it, and then you flip and it will become a very nice thing. That's one thing. Mansaf, chicken, stuffed chicken, grape leaves. Zainab, you like that? I mean, squat. It's just basically, it's very, make me hungry now. Thinking about food. And I'm sure in Italy there are some Middle Eastern restaurants where you can go and eat. But Arezzo is a small town. You don't have so many diverse restaurants. There is no. It's very small, yeah, but you can't find like a Mexican restaurant, Italian restaurant, Middle Eastern restaurant where you go and eat. Nothing. No. You guys eat at home. You cook at home, you eat at home, and that's it. People, when they come visit your country, and I have friends who came visited, and they said, the only thing stinks when we go there is food. We can't find anything to eat. What are the best places to visit? Oh, you guys, you're Catholics, you come and visit Bethlehem. You go visit Jericho. You know what I mean? Bethlehem is a church or nativity. You visit Jerusalem, you know what I mean? There's so many good places to visit. You know what I mean? Every year, so many tourists come to Palestine, especially at Christmas time, to spend the grand in Bethlehem, and they go also to Jericho, the oldest city in the world by now, okay, and then Ramallah, Nablus. There are so many good places to visit. I mean, I'm sure when you come, they will give you the list of the things that you need to visit, but most people go to Bethlehem, Jerusalem, Ramallah, Jericho. These are the cities, and I think Letizia visited those. She came to Jerusalem and Bethlehem and all those places. تعبانين تعبانات see تعبانين for boys تعبانات for girls تعبانات يعني tired see how we say تعبان وتعبانة تعبانين تعبانات بس ما شاء الله انتم مش تعبانين صح؟ yeah? Please, guys. Question? I hope you learned something about the culture and the people and the things. It's really interesting. See, and these visits when we come from country to country to meet students and talk about different cultures and different languages and different things, it's very interesting. I mean, it's very rewarding experience when you meet people from different languages, different cultures, and you share knowledge. This is the way we build relationships and clear the stereotypes or the misconceptions about people. I mean, it's just face-to-face conversations when you meet somebody and you talk to them, rather than just reading in a newspaper or a magazine or the news or the media. So, and I wish some of you, hopefully, in the future will be able, through the Erasmus Plus project, to come and visit Palestine or our country. You could visit and spend a semester there, or a month or 2 months, and I encourage you strongly to do that, because it will develop you in a way. You just basically start becoming aware. It's not going to be easy, you know what I mean, when you leave your country and you live for a month or 2 months or even 10 days, but it will be a rewarding experience. It's good that you go through that. Always. Travel is good. Travel adds to your life, knowledge and love. I mean, really, you always improve your knowledge, increase your knowledge about the world, and also the love of things and the love of the people that you interact with. It's really a fantastic experience. Anytime you have the opportunity to travel to another country, to another culture, please do that. You learn so much, rather than just hearing from the news or the papers or the magazines. I mean, it's just like first-hand experience that you experience there. Look at me and look at Latvia. Latvia visited so many Arab countries, right? She went to Egypt, Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine, and which is fantastic. I mean, it's for me. I visited so many countries from Finland, Netherlands, Italy, England, the UK, Canada, the States. I still travel. Malta. Every year I try to go and visit a new country and learn about that new country's culture and food. Even though so far in Italy, no food. Fast. Yeah.